This is day 3 into my expedition into the wild. I don't know where I am. I lost my map. I have very little resources. I'm just kidding. This is Zach, and it is time for the first Feathers and Fangs Creature Feature, a weekly series in which I talk about some of the amazing animals we get to share this planet with. I came out to the nature trail today, and I saw that the Lord of the Flies structure, that's what I'm going to call it anyway, is still out here, so I figured I'd start here. Now, as I said in the last Creature Feature, the month of November is going to be dedicated to the feather part of First Feathers and Fangs. Last week we talked owls. This week we're going to talk crows. And not just Russell Crowe or Cameron Crowe, we're going to talk actual crows. Crows and their larger relatives, ravens, are part of the corvid family of birds that also include magpies and all sorts of jays. So even the little scrub jays and blue jays you see out of the park, those are related to crows. Crows are one of the more common birds in North America and really around the world. They're pretty widely dispersed, inhabiting every continent except Antarctica. And they are opportunistic omnivores. Now what this means is any food source that they come across that they deem edible, they will take advantage of, be it a dead animal, a nice wormy pile of garbage, seeds, fruit, nuts. If it's edible, they'll eat it. They're not picky. Crows and ravens are distinguished by their jet black color, but this isn't always the case as far as their true coloration. There are crows that live in Europe and Africa that are called white-chested crows, and it looks like they're wearing a nice white vest, like they're getting ready to go to a wedding or something. I don't know, do crows go to weddings? As I said, ravens are larger than crows. Crows average out about the size of a hen, while ravens can get a lot bigger, up to the size of a red-tailed hawk. That's a little intimidating for a big, ominous black bird. Ravens are also differentiated from crows because they make the deeper, more croaking type noise, where crows make a higher pitched crowing noise. Crows are very dedicated parents, and both male and female crow will take a great role in defending and rearing their eggs from the point of being laid up to the point where the young crows will actually leave the nest. But sometimes, because crows are incredibly social, whereas ravens might travel in pairs, crows gather in larger groups known as murders. I'm not making that up, folks. A group of crows is called a murder. And a lot of people believe that it's because crows gather at the site of something dead. And back in Middle Ages to the Renaissance, where things like public beheadings and executions were still popular, crows would gather around the site of the dead body. So murder of crows. Fun fact. Anyway, young crows will come back to their parents and they will help raise the next generation occasionally. Very, very cool. Despite the fact that they gather in murders. Crows and ravens mate for life. So once a mama crow and a daddy crow find each other, they are stuck together like glue. And it's very touching. They form very sweet bonds in their murder. Crows are also extremely intelligent. In fact, their brain structure, for being in a bird, is larger than their brain is larger in ratio to their body mass than any other bird, and it is developed very similarly to how humans' brains are. Their frontal lobes are very well developed, and that is where intelligence and problem solving all develops in an animal's brain. One example of a crow's intelligence is their problem solving ability. For example, if presented with something like a walnut that they can't, under their own power, break open and get the tasty treat inside, crows will actually fly their walnut to a street, and they will leave it in the middle of the road and wait for a car to run over it. That doesn't seem that impressive, but come on, this is a bird. We're not talking a great ape or a dolphin or anything like that. They also have extraordinary memories. In Seattle a couple of years ago, a group of researchers wanted to figure out just the extent of crows' intelligence, and a group of researchers went out and captured crows with nets wearing masks. And then they released these birds into the wild again after about a week. And they went back to the area wearing those same masks, and the crows started dive bombing and attacking them. Now, a week is average memory for most of us, but years later, 2 years later, they went back wearing those same masks, and the same crows, and they could tell because they put little identifying bands on their legs. The same crows did not like the fact that these masked people were back. And you can say, well, they just didn't like people. But when taking the masks off, it ceased the attack. Pretty interesting. Even later, they went back and they figured out that not only were the individual crows that were caught doing the attacking, but other birds, as well as the chicks and the young that were spawned by the crows that they caught. So not only did they remember the threat, they recognized the threat, they also passed this information to other members in their community, and they passed down this knowledge to their young. That almost puts their intelligence in line next to ours, and a lot of scientists think that if crows were allowed to evolve and develop a little bit more, they would be on par with human intelligence. And I, for one, embrace our new crow overlords. That's my theory. Crows are going to take over everyone. I mentioned that crows are social animals, gathering in their murders. It's so fun to say. Gathering in their murders. Crows even have different dialects depending on which group you find. So there could be two groups of crows living in the same, let's say in the same area here, the nature trail. Each one would have a different dialect. That's amazingly intelligent as well. Despite all of their intelligence and their own special brand of charm, crows and ravens have always been associated with death. In fact, in ancient times, an old saying before battle was, "It's a good day for the crows." And usually it would be said by members or leaders of the army that was thought to be victorious, because they were going to litter the ground with the bodies of their enemies. Hence a variable buffet and a good day for the crows. Despite all of the kind of creepiness associated with crows, they are pretty fascinating little guys. And in doing research for this video, I think I may have found one of my new favorite birds. It really is amazing. And I think that there's not as much superstition with crows and ravens as with other animals. It was just kind of a creepy marketing campaign, I guess. If that's even... No, that's not right. It was creepy and macabre association. There we go. That made crows kind of undesirable. But really, crows and ravens are pretty darn fascinating for their social structure, their bonding for life, their intelligence. Really neat little guys. Well, and larger guys in regards to the ravens. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen any out here. That'd be pretty awesome to come out here and do a creature feature on an animal and actually run into one. That'd be novel, wouldn't it? Well, everyone, my time here has come to an end for today. I really appreciate you watching and hopefully enjoying this creature feature on our friends, the crows and the ravens. If you have any questions or comments, drop those down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, this has been Zach. Have a wild day, everyone. Like Furs, Feathers, and Fangs? Want to see more videos from this channel? Be sure to check out the links here for my creature feature and wild excursion playlists. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Furs, Feathers, and Fangs. And be sure to subscribe for new videos uploaded every week. Well, every week-ish, time permitting. Have a wild day, everyone.